Some people are not exhausted because life is hard. They are exhausted because they spent years being soft in a world that rewards emotional convenience. They became the person everyone calls at midnight, but nobody truly listens to at 2 a.m. They forgive until their own pain becomes invisible. They stay patient while their soul quietly collapses inside them. And one day, they wake up realizing something terrifying. They were loved for how much they tolerated, not for who they truly were. Kind people often believe love is proven through sacrifice. Somewhere deep inside them, they learned that being needed feels safer than being abandoned. So they become emotionally available to everyone. They listen longer than they should. They give second chances that slowly become 10th chances. They silence their own disappointment because they are terrified of becoming difficult. And selfish people can sense this almost instantly. Not consciously maybe, but emotionally. Because people who constantly take from others are naturally drawn toward people who never say no. Kindness becomes a magnet for emotional parasites when kindness has no boundaries attached to it. The painful truth is that emotionally soft people do not only care deeply about others, they also carry a dangerous fear of hurting people, even when they themselves are hurting. That is why they answer messages while emotionally drained. That is why they apologize for things they did not do. That is why they keep explaining themselves to people who already misunderstood them on purpose. Their heart is built around emotional responsibility. They feel guilty for disappointing others, even when others constantly disappoint them without remorse. Over time, this creates a quiet kind of self-destruction, because every moment spent abandoning your own emotional needs teaches your mind something cruel. It teaches you that your feelings matter less, that your exhaustion is less important, that your boundaries are negotiable. And slowly, without realizing it, people-pleasing begins to eat away at self-worth like rust spreading beneath beautiful metal. From the outside, they still look calm, caring, emotionally mature. But inside, resentment starts growing in silence. Not because they hate people, but because deep down, they know nobody protects them the way they protect everyone else. The loneliest people are often the most understanding ones, because everyone assumes the understanding person will always understand. Nobody checks if they are tired. Nobody wonders how much pain they swallowed just to keep the peace. They become emotional shelters for broken people while secretly having nowhere safe to go themselves. And eventually, something inside them changes. They stop talking about their pain because experience taught them that their emotions usually become secondary in every room they enter. Sensitive people are experts at hiding suffering. They laugh while emotionally collapsing. They say, "I'm fine," because explaining their pain feels exhausting. They know what it feels like to comfort others while silently begging for someone to notice them too. But most people never notice, because kind people become too good at carrying pain gracefully. They cry in private, they overthink at night, they replay conversations wondering if they were too emotional, too needy, too much, while the people who hurt them sleep peacefully without guilt. And maybe that is the cruelest part. Kind people rarely become bitter immediately. First, they become quieter, more emotionally distant, more tired. Their warmth slowly disappears in ways nobody notices until it is gone. They start realizing that many relationships were built on access, not reciprocity. People loved their availability, their patience, their emotional labor. But the moment they stopped overgiving, the relationship suddenly changed. Because some people never loved the kind person. They loved the comfort of being emotionally carried by them. There is also a deep psychological reason why kind people struggle to say no. Many of them were raised believing love must be earned. Through usefulness, through sacrifice, through emotional obedience. So when they disappoint someone, even in healthy ways, their nervous system reacts like they are in danger. Saying no feels terrifying because rejection feels terrifying. Boundaries feel selfish because they spent their whole life being praised for self-abandonment. They became addicted to emotional survival through pleasing others. But endless understanding creates dangerous relationships, because when one person always bends, the other person never learns balance. Kindness without limits teaches people that your pain has no consequences. And eventually, your compassion becomes permission for your own mistreatment, not because you deserve it, but because humans naturally repeat what they are allowed to repeat. This is why emotionally drained people often feel invisible. They spent so long making space for everyone else that nobody realized they were disappearing themselves.